Be sure to hit the subscribe button and make sure that you're staying abreast of everything on our channel, and be sure to turn on your notifications so that you know when we post new videos.
Yes, it's time for phase 2 of Manifestation Made Simple, or How to Manifest Anything series. So if you've been watching any part of this playlist, you've probably already gone through phase 1, where we talked about requesting, and you've probably already gone through not phase 2, but we're doing phase 2 in this video. But you've probably already gone through level 1, where we talk about thoughts, and thoughts being unidirectional and bringing us the thing that we desire. In this video, we are going to be covering everything that has to do with phase 2, and that's all about receiving. Phase 2 is critical because it's where the universe actually starts to rearrange matter to bring us the thing that we're desiring, the thing that we've wanted so badly. And so let's jump into it. But before we do, if you haven't already yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you stay aware of everything that's on our channel. Exchange energy with me. I like you being here, and I like bringing you great content. So make sure you not only subscribe to the channel, but exchange energy with me by liking the video and then sharing the video so that someone else can get this incredible content. Few things we got coming up. If you want to be a part of the Legacy Holistic Health Institute community, we'll talk a little bit about what that is here in just a moment. But you want to make sure that you check the links below. We've got quite a few things coming up before the end of 2022. First thing is Cohort 32 is starting in 2022 on August the 31st. You haven't already yet, speak to an admissions representative person, set an appointment. Their link is below in the description of this particular video. And you want to make sure that if you haven't already yet, look at what we're doing in Costa Rica for health, wellness, fitness, healthcare. People who want to help other folks have to get connected in community and have some time to pull away and heal themselves. And so we're doing all of that delicious work in Costa Rica this year, December 18th through the 23rd, right around the 12/22/22 portal opening up. And so you want to be a part of that magical time there in Costa Rica at the end of the year. There is still some space available, but that will definitely sell out. And then you want to make sure, if you haven't already yet, you check out our Black Tie Commencement. That's open to you and anyone watching this video and to the general public to celebrate the health coaches in our Hall of Fame, our adjunct faculty and team members, as well as our students, prospects, people who graduate this program and go on to do incredible things. You're probably wondering, who in the world is this woman and why in the world should I listen to her? Remember, the links to all of these different things are in the description box below this video. So make sure you check it out. Let's talk a little bit about who I be, right? In the Ebonics way, right? Who I am, right? If you're new to this channel and you're new to me, I am Dr. Angela Cudger. I am a master metaphysician, founder of Legacy Holistic Health Institute. It is a clinician founded holistic health institution where we train health coaches. It is the only school of its kind on the planet to date. And that is also fully accredited, and it is specifically geared not just towards everyone, but it is also geared towards the disparities that are faced by particular populations of color. So if you're someone who wants to be a part of assisting in areas where individuals don't have access to holistic health, you definitely want to tap into Legacy Holistic Health Institute and the things that we are doing as a school. I'm not only the founder of a school, I've been a medical practitioner for about 20 years now. I've also currently am a prime and sub-federal contractor where we do holistic health training for federal agencies. In addition to that, I'm a serial entrepreneur, an NLP practitioner, timeline therapist, hypnotherapist, kinetic yoga therapist, as well as a Reiki healer. So that's just a snippet about who I am and about my background. If you have any questions about any of that, make sure you ask it down in the comments below. Open to hearing about any of it from you. Now, y'all, let's jump into phase 2. Before we do, we're going to talk about why manifestation is so important and recap phase 1. So when we're looking at why manifestation is so important, 2022 numerologically is a 6 year. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6. 6, in and of itself, has to do with collaborations, has to do with connections, it has to do with co-creation. That is why manifestation right now in this year on this planet at this time is massively important to your success in anything that you're desiring or anything that you're wanting to accomplish or wanting to do. And so when we look at this, know that the Lionsgate portal is opening up and peaking on 8/8. It opened back on July 26th, but it's peaking on 8/8. Let's recap phase one really, really quickly. Thoughts go in one direction. Phase one talked all about requesting, getting clear on the thing that we want to manifest, putting our demand or order, as we have it, out to the universe with great and blissful expectancy for that thing to be able to come back into us. Phase two is where the rubber meets the road and matter starts to shift. Things start to change around, and your magic starts to happen. Okay. But in phase one, we got to be clear, got to be specific. In level one, our thoughts must only go in one direction. The moment we put our thoughts in a different direction or we change anything about the order, everything, it's like in a restaurant, everything in the kitchen stops until we are completely specific about what it is that we want to order from the universe. Remember, Einstein said, as long as it's something that you desire, you can receive it. Everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Okay. So when your vibration matches the thing that you want to have, you will undoubtedly have that thing. Okay. Make sure that you have this blissful expectancy. You don't go to a restaurant and expect them not to have food or expect not to have a great experience. You go there hungry, you go there ready, eager to try, and eager to be a part of the entire dining process. Okay. So keep that in mind as well. Now that we've recapped phase one, let's take a look at phase two, receiving. Before we do, though, let's talk about the rules when it comes to manifestation, because there are a few rules. Number one, every phase has a start and a stop, right? Every single phase has a start and every single phase has a stop. You must be able to get through phase one, level one, two, and three before you can be invited into, okay, now you're clear for phase two, where we can start to get you ready to bring out your order. Every phase has 3 levels. We've already talked about level one, which is thoughts. Level two, we're going to talk about after phase two. We're going to talk a little bit about in our next video about level two, which has to do with your words and supercharging, speaking, giving breath and life to the actual request. All right. And then thoughts must flow in one direction, right? Matter starts to change and shift in this phase. So this phase is critical. Most people, when they have a big audacious desire, they have some blissful expectancy. They supercharge it with their words, but they're afraid that it won't come to pass, or they're afraid that they won't receive it. And that bounces them out of what would be phase two back into phase one. That we do not want. We want to be clear on the desire, and we want to be clear that the thoughts go in one direction, where there is all faith towards the thing that we desire. And that puts us squarely in phase two. Now, I want you to continue to think in terms of the restaurant analogy, right? Your dining analogy, right? When it comes to phase two, when you're getting ready, imagine yourself at a restaurant and it's almost time to bring your order out. How do you know that it's almost time to bring your order out? Usually someone on the dining staff comes back and they check on you. Usually someone on the dining staff comes and they clear off the table from your appetizers, they refresh your drinks. They do a lot of different things. There is evidence that the main course, that the next thing, your entree, is coming out. Sometimes they'll even come to you and say, your food is almost ready. I just want to get your table ready so that you have everything you need, right? Sometimes they bring sauces. Sometimes they bring things that you will be required to have in order to enjoy your meal successfully. Think about that in phase two. You're no longer thinking about what am I going to order, and that order may or may not come out. It has been confirmed. Once you put your order in, once it is placed, it is confirmed, and you are complete and ready to move forward in your dining experience. Well, manifestation is the same way. Manifestation is the same way. And so you begin to receive, when you know you're in phase two, you begin to receive the evidence that it is time for you to get ready for the thing, okay, that you want it to manifest. You start to get phone calls, emails. Sometimes you say, I was just thinking about this thing, and now there's a whole thing that they got a whole system over there that makes it easy for me to do. Think about that. That's how we manifest. Remember, we said in phase one, we are always, all of us, putting in requests. We are always putting in demands to the universe, all of us, always. And so there's no space to even be concerned about levels and who's here and who's not and who's there and who's above us, who's behind us, even, right? Because there's an infinite number of levels of vibration. So it's not about thinking towards higher or lower. It's more about thinking towards what vibration aligns with a readiness to receive the thing that you wanted. And so if you ordered a steak knife is in alignment. They wouldn't come give you a butter knife or one that is used for a soft spread, right? And so think in terms of alignment with the thing that you've requested, okay? In phase two, the critical things you want to be aware of is the fact that level one, no longer active. You're no longer thinking about, what am I choosing to order? What am I going to? Now you can put your energy on another thought process and think about something else you want to manifest. Oh, okay, I want a hat. Oh, okay, now I want a pair of shoes, right? Just a little example. But thinking about the main thing again, you should not be having new thoughts towards that thing. It should have been highly specific in phase one. And in level one, your thoughts should have been clear and specific on the thing that you want to manifest. Okay. And so when it comes to level one in phase two and level two in phase two, thoughts and words are no longer active. And after this one, we're going to go over level two so that you understand what breath does and what words and the letters coming together in a word, what that does when it is spoken out into the universe concerning your request. Okay. And so in this phase, though, levels one and two are inactive, and all you're doing, all that's happening, is the readiness to receive, straightening up the table, refreshing the drinks, bringing out the right utensils, removing things that should not be there. All roads lead to the evidence that your order is coming out. Once you start to see this is happening, you certainly want to guard your thoughts. Anything that happens at level one and level two in phase two, if there's any activity, you put in a new request on the same thing, you speak in a way that you're not going to get the order. It's as if you have gotten up and walked out of the restaurant right before they were about to serve you your dining experience. And so we want to be aware of these because people always get stuck in level one, phase one, two, or three. And when they get the evidence that they're solidly in phase two, they find a way to sabotage it. And that could be deeper. And we'll look at another series we've got coming up on this channel is the universal laws. And so you can look forward to each of those as well. Because when we understand the laws that govern us in the universe, we can be so much more successful. So we want to make sure that we understand that, right? Other metaphysicians here, across YouTube have also stated that where you see success, specifically massive success, you find, or you will always find someone living inside of the laws of the universe. They understand what governs them, even if they don't know which law it is. They understand the law that governs them and they live within that law. And so we want to make sure that you understand that on this channel as well. So we will be covering that. So let's look again a little bit closer here at phase two. We want to make sure that we are ready to actually accept the gift with pleasure that the universe has given us. So we've already been in blissful expectancy. We should be so grateful. That's why you see this phase called receiving and gratitude. That is why, because it is important to be able to pull in the thing that you want. It's highly important to make sure that your arms are open and ready to receive, and that the universe shows pleasure in giving these things to you. So you should be open to receive and accept to the gift. We must be open to receive. Fear of receiving must be addressed if anything comes up. The opposite of fear is love. And so where we see that we are having a fear based experience, or fear of, continued success, we want to make sure that we dive into self love. We want to make sure that we put ourselves in a place where we can be around love, where we can share love, where we can show it, and we can be exceedingly grateful. Gratitude is the first way to be able to do that. If you have no one else around, gratitude is the way that you do that. And then you show yourself more love as well. Okay. Cellular matter starts to shift into, with vibrational readiness, right? We can't say that we are ready to receive a steak dinner when we're all set up to receive fajitas. Completely different, right? Or spaghetti, completely different meal, right? So we want to make sure that we're in alignment with what we have ordered for the universe to bring to us. And then we want to release any unnecessary bonds. And we'll talk in depth about releasing, because that is phase 3. Okay. And so it's easy to help others receive. We'll talk about that in a minute. And we neutralize lack of support in phase 3, and how people think they have haters and all these things. We're going to talk about that in depth in phase 3. But really quickly, the reason it is easier to help other people is because when we hold to the vision for someone else, and this is what makes metaphysicians and the work that we do as metaphysicians, or that I do as a metaphysician, so powerful, is because I can hold space for someone knowing that it's not the thing that I want to manifest. It's not my money. It's not my time. It is not my talent. It is not my request. So I can hold space, and think about being in a restaurant and someone leans over to you and they say, "What did you guys order? What did you order off this menu?" You say, "Oh, well, we ordered the tomato bisque soup." And they say, "Ah, okay, okay. I thought about ordering that. I ordered a different soup though. I ordered the 3 bean soup, right?" And you say, "Oh, okay." And then they'll probably say something like, when your order comes out, "Wow, that looks great." The time between them sharing what their order is to your order coming out, sometimes they hold space and be like, "I wonder what that order is going to be. I'm sure it's going to be amazing because I almost ordered it myself." And they have no skin in the game. Your order is not their order. And so when we find it easier to assist others and to help other people receive, it is because it is for orders that we have not placed. But when we can wait for blissful expectancy, for not just for ourselves, but for other people too. And so it's important to know that in phase 2, this is also how you show gratitude. This is also how you show love. And this hastens to you what the universe wants to bring to you and what you've requested as well. And so really quickly, we cover things to avoid in every video so that you do not miss it. Complaining, blaming, shaming, there's no space for it. Anything that makes us feel negative, anything that makes us feel like the vibration is out of alignment, will check your order. It will check whatever the universe was getting ready to bring out to you. So we want to be aware of that. Now, in phase 1, I gave you a list of commands that go along with putting your request out there, and specifically saying at the beginning of your request. Now, phase 2 says, "I'm ready to get what I'm going to get. It is done." That is what phase 2 words have to do. And so some of the things that you would say in phase 2 are things like "Amen," and "So it is." "It is so." "I'm so grateful that." "I am open and ready. I now receive." "It is time." "I receive it." "I claim it." "It is done." "Bring it to me now." And so it is. And so we want to make sure that you understand not just the phases, but the phrases that are on your screen. Seal the deal and say, that is what I'll have. It's like you closing the menu and handing your menu back to your server or your waiter or the person who is assisting you with your order at that time. It's very important that you understand how these phases work, because you can then understand, where am I getting stopped? Where am I getting blocked? Where am I misunderstanding? Where are my fears showing up? How do I begin to move past that? With an affirmative faith, with an affirmative phrase, with an affirmative prayer, right? And so I want you to understand a specific prayer that you can then pray, or incantation or invocation that you can that you can add to your work in phase two. Now, when we're talking about words that we can do, these are words that are only spoken towards that particular phase or that particular thing after we know that it's done. So we say something along the lines of, infinite spirit, open the way for the divine design of my life to manifest. Let the genius within me now be released, and let me see clearly the perfect plan. I believe I have the gifts, talents, and abilities that align with receiving my request. Bring this forward in the way that you know, and I will trust what is sacred within me and assign to my soul's journey in the here and the now. Guide my steps, and so it is, right? So you want to make sure that you have something like this to keep you in phase two, because that is when your order is coming out. Anything that is not in alignment or in similarity to your trusting of what is coming and understanding that what you've requested is on its way, anything that is not in alignment with that is equivalent to you walking out of the restaurant and going all the way back to phase one, level one. And no one wants to be there. Not unless they have a fresh new idea and they've successfully manifested so many things. Okay. So be sure to check out the other videos in this series. Make sure you check out level two of this particular series that's on the playlist. And don't forget to check out all the links below this video to the events that we have happening in person. I would love to be able to meet you in person or see you in class along with other legacy students. Bye for now.